So something was definitely up with this bar. It was hard to pour. It had a different consistency. I thought it was because it was dirty, but there's copper in it. And the copper, obviously with a higher melting point, really thickened this up. I could not get it to pour clean. It had moments of sludge and moments of quick pours. So I failed a few times, which is why I made it into a bar. I needed to see what was going on. That's what I get for not checking the items that were sent to me. I thought those bags were all full of brass bolts and nuts and pieces and fragments, and apparently there was some copper in there. So this will be a tough one to deal with. I'm just gonna leave it like this. I think I'm gonna call it the moon bar. Looks like a crater there, like this part of the surface of the moon. So we'll keep it like it is. It's kind of cool. Now that we've done that though, I'm not gonna make the same mistake. I kept these to the side. We're gonna fill up a crucible. We're gonna throw it in the hot one. We're gonna get it back on the Devil Forge and see if we can't pour some regular brass items. And if I run out of gas, because I am getting low, then I'll have to continue this pour for another day, but hopefully we can make it. Round two. Right, so I figured I'd give you a quick look before I get them cleaned up a bit. These are all the little bits that either were splashes, I guess, or just overpours, things that I broke off. That's that moon bar, if you will. We got quite a bit of 2-shooters here. I mean, I don't know how these pours are going to come out entirely. Some of them are still a little hot, so I can't handle them too long. That water got boiling, and yeah. Anyway, we got some of the pirate coins. I do have 2 coins that I couldn't break the bits off. A lot of these I can just take pliers and it just bends them right off. But these ones are a little bit thick, so I'll probably have to work on those and cut those off. I don't really like those as tabs. We'll figure something out. The next step for me is to get these polished up a little bit so they look nicer. But most certainly I'll put them in the tumbler to polish them a lot better. They didn't come out too bad, but they still should look pretty cool and each have its own unique character. I did want to see the back of one. Yeah, they didn't come out too bad. All right, let me get the next step done and I'll bring you back. We are back. I went ahead and used my tumbler, took a couple of batches. I'll tell you, I didn't do anything additional to the moon bar, if you will, but I may remelt it. I'm not quite sure. It's not the best looking bar, but it is kind of cool. So we'll hold on to it for a little bit. You can definitely see up here the pink, the copper that's in this bar. Definitely the reason why it was a funky pour. We'll bring up that I have still that bar from the last time I melted some brass, as well as some mini bars and one of my better brass skeleton 2-shooters, if you will, and that's from previous melts. As far as today's melts, let's take a look at what we got here. They all came out pretty nice, really shiny. As you can see, the more I poured from the Crucible, you start seeing a little bit of pink in these bars, or in these rounds, I should say. And you catch just a glimpse of it, and then it starts getting a little bit more, and then even more, because the copper is a little more dense, and as we finished pouring from the Crucible, the last batches got a little more of the copper. As far as the Pirates coins, came out pretty nice. There's a little bit of copper in all of them, probably because I poured a little bit slower, because I was worried about pouring them, because the mold's a little bit smaller. This one's a thick, little chunky one, a little bit of an overpour, but still pretty cool, and I'm happy with how they came out. A little bit less detail on this one than I'd like, but I think that was the very last one I poured when I was just about running out, and then I poured that one at the very end. At the end of the day, we do have some more brass rounds. I'm happy to have them. I do have a subscriber that is asking for some of these because he was the one that supplied some of the brass I melted, so I'll definitely make sure I get those mailed out to him. Hopefully you enjoyed this brass melt. I know we had our struggles, but we're still learning as we go, and I had a fun time doing it. I'll tell you, it's hard melting in 100-degree weather over a 1,200-degree furnace. That's tough. But at the end of the day, well worth it, because I'll definitely take little coins and rounds over brass casings all day. If you enjoyed this brass melting video, I would appreciate a thumbs up. And as always, everyone, happy hunting. Happy stacking, and thanks for watching.